We're at Elland Road because Leeds United against Reading is one of our two featured matches. The other game is of course Liverpool against Grimsby Town at Anfield. Now with me is Mervyn Day, the former Leeds United goalkeeper. Glad to be back at Elland Road, Mervyn.
Yes, it's going to be a very interesting cup tie, and it's nice to see the stadium looking absolutely first class.
More from Mervyn later in the programme. Welcome back. Still to come tonight, a roundup of the rest of the cup action, plus the goals from the Nationwide League, including that First Division derby, Bradford City against Sheffield United. But now the game played here at Elland Road. It's Leeds United against Reading. The prize at stake, a place in the Coca-Cola Cup quarter-finals. Watching the action, Chris Cooper.
2 seasons ago, Leeds beat Reading 2-1 here in the quarter-finals en route to that Wembley humiliation by Aston Villa. Such is the turnaround by both managers, neither of whom were here then, but just about the only people to remember that tie will be the fans. Leeds have 2 survivors from that night, David Wetherell and top scorer Rod Wallace. It would have been 3 but for Gary Kelly being injured in Ireland's World Cup playoff over the weekend. As for Reading, their survivors are Phil Parkinson, James Lambert and the veteran Trevor Morley. Leeds start 3-1 on favourites, but they've suffered a few upsets in cup competitions of recent years. Reading have only conceded 1 goal on their travels in their last 6 games. That's the goal in the 1-0 defeat at Huddersfield on Saturday, a match watched by George Graham. The referee at Elland Road, Graham Barber from Surrey. Leeds United immediately into Reading's half, chipping it forward a little bit too far for Rodney Wallace and Hasselbank. They've managed to get a touch onto it, and Rabeo is in the area with it as well, but it's through to the goalkeeper Nicky Hammond. They've enjoyed their recent away days, not conceded a goal apart from Huddersfield on Saturday in 6 successive away games, following a 6-0 defeat at Tranmere. Nice flick by Kasky from Morley, swales, he's got men running forward. Morley, I think he was trying to do a little back flick there, but he couldn't get it through. He's still got possession, though. He's still going as the former West Ham man. He's got it into the box, can't pick out a man, appeals for handball, and Reading lose out in the end as Leeds bring it away. But Reading quickly back into their stride. They're certainly asking a few questions of Leeds, but that won't. That's straight through to Nigel Martin, who we can now say is England's Nigel Martin. Long kick out, straight from one end to the other. Wallace knocks it down for Hasselbank. He's got support on the right. Lee Boyer. Back to Hasselbank once again. Coming up from the left is David Robertson. Drives it in. Good turn away by Nicky Hammond. First time either keeper's really been called into action. And it's a corner kick. He'd come up over halfway, cracked it from 35 yards or so, and that was going in if Hammond hadn't got both hands to it. Cleared away in the nick of time by Radabay. McPherson. Too high for Morley. Might drop through to the edge of the box for Asaba. A bit of a tangle. Chance here. Made a name for himself as Carl Asaba. Reading's record signing. And that was majestic by the Royals. Andy Banal is the Australian, but he'll enjoy the kangaroo impression. It's Leeds United 0, Reading 1. Leeds United caught in a horrible mess on the edge of the box. Asaba was there, Martin to beat. He says thank you very much, and it's Leeds 0, Reading 1. Now we've got a game on our hands. If Leeds thought this was going to be easy, they can think again. Kasky for Williams. Through to the edge of the box. Asaba managing to cause some confusion with the Leeds defender. Nigel Martin squaring up to him, but he's put it into the net. And when Asaba has scored for Reading this season, they've not lost a game. David O'Leary trying to operate things from the touchline. George Graham sat in the stands. And O'Leary not happy at the moment. Martin's kick out, flicked on by Hasselbank, and then a drop to Hopkin. Now, what can he do this time? He's into the area, drives it in off the underside of the woodwork. The players look to the linesman. But they're both Yorkshiremen, neither from Russia. Hopkin coming as close as Leeds have managed so far to getting the ball into the net. The keeper beaten, but the woodwork's there for a reason. Robertson plays it forward for Hopkin once again, in for Rodney Wallace, past the defence, then cleared away by Phil Parkinson. Just got back. Wallace, the only Leeds player inside the 6-yard box for this corner, taken by Boyer. Now some more movement. Wetherall's up there, and he's equalised, and Leeds United back on terms within a matter of 5 minutes. Leeds United 1, Reading 1. Good corner in from Lee Boyer. The men came running in, and big centre halves aren't just there to defend. Wetherall's 4th of the season. Hammonds couldn't get to it, just beyond them. Leeds United 1, Reading 1. Labeo, a good first touch layoff by Boyer for Robertson. 4 men ahead of him. He's picked out David Hopkin. Robertson continues his run, it's through to him, but the offside flag is up again. That will not count. By David Robertson. Asaba, who put Reading ahead after 10 minutes, grateful to collect, gives it to Bernal. Support from Ray Houghton. Parkinson just inside of him. Parkinson, is he going to try to drive him for 30 yards? No. Gives it to Morley. Morley looking for Swale. That's going to go out of play. The chance is gone. Leeds throw. Wallace leaves it for Hopkin. Hasselbank wanted it quickly. Hopkin didn't see it. Boyer to Mabry. He's given it away. So too was Kasky. Hopkin and Rod Wallace try to exchange passes. Hasselbank down the right. Stops and checks now. Drives it in and coming over the far post. It's Rabeo. And that is Roex. Good spinning ball across the face of the area. He had a little bit of time there as well to the Portuguese midfielder, and he apologises for it. Alan's clearance put into touch by Williams. Leeds United throw. Deep inside their own half. And a minute into stoppage time. Mabry with the throw, looking for Hasselbank. Referee checks one watch, checks the other, and decides that's it for 45 minutes. Half-time at Elland Road, Leeds United 1, Reading 1. Carl Asaba putting the visitors ahead after 10 minutes with his 8th goal of the season. David Weatherall equalising 5 minutes later with his 4th. Leeds 1, Reading 1. It has to be settled tonight. Reading get the second half underway. They had a dramatic start to the first half. Can they repeat the trick in the second? But at the moment, Dennis turns it back and Allen gets it away towards Morley. Hopkin puts in a foot for Leeds, but he's given it away, and Asaba could be away, and he might get a lucky ricochet here as well. Martin comes across, it wasn't on target. George Graham deciding to direct operations from the dugout in this second half. Back to Collins. just had time to take the touch he wanted. Haaland. And now Boyer through on the edge of the area, gets the shot in, and that's put Leeds United in front for the first time tonight. Down at the top end, Leeds United 2, Reading 1. A rather fortuitous little flick by Boyer, I'm sure he'll say he meant it. Took a touch and then slid it past Hammond. Maybe disappointed to get beaten at his near post, but it was a good strike by Boyer. And Premiership class starting to tell. Leeds 2, Reading 1. And the first division side have it all to do again. Kasky finds a Saba. Parkinson. Bernal. Kasky once again. And that's going to be a free kick to Reading, and there's going to be a booking for Bruno Rubio. Bernal with the free kick. Chance for Williams. Great stop by Nigel Martin. He's had very little to do in this second half, but when called upon, he's shown why Glenn Hoddle chose him for England. Bernal's free kick seemed to fool the Leeds defence, dropped over towards McPherson, and there was Williams' instinctive volley, instinctive save. Leeds 2, Reading 1. And eventually it's going the way the film book would have suggested. As Primus clears it upfield. Stays in play. Maybury collects for Leeds. Storming forwards. Can't quite pick out Rod Wallace. Goes down. The referee says keep going. Houghton and Reading do keep going, and they could catch Leeds here. Leeds trying to get men back. Williams still going. Picked out Bernal on this near side. Just on the edge of the box. 4 in the area for him to aim at. Across to the far post. Might come back towards McPherson. And it's gone in. Bernal crossing in from the right hand side. First header got it away. Second one though turns it back in. And Martin Williams gets the equaliser for Reading. Leeds United 2, Reading 2. Leeds coming forward, wanting to get it wrapped up without having to resort to the extra half an hour. Rod Wallace, can he finish for Leeds United across the face of the goal? Up into the air it goes. Will it go over the line? No, it won't. What a scramble that was. That could have gone anywhere. And as far as Reading are concerned, they did what they had to do. Swales getting it away for the corner kick. It was pinging around like it was a pinball table. Rod Wallace knocking it in towards the area, and 2 or 3 attempted clearances. Eventually Swales did what he had to. When it comes from the corner, whipped in again. Leeds still in possession. Wallace trying to make things happen down the right hand side. Holds onto it well. Cross comes in from the right hand side. Bruno Rubio will collect it. He's been dispossessed by Asaba. He can't pass forward any advantage. Leeds coming forward once again though. And there's Boyer with a shot straight at Hammond. No problems at all. 6 minutes of normal time remaining. This is Morley. Williams to his left. Asaba making the run into the area. This is Williams. Morley wanted it played first time. It's still Williams. Morley trying to get underneath it, and he has done. And that is surely going to be a winning goal for Trevor Morley and Reading of the First Division. Leeds United 2, Reading 3, and this could be the upset of the 4th round. Good work down the left-hand side. Eventually the cross came in. There was Morley. Defenders all around him, but he picked his spot. Williams had delayed his cross first of all, and he got past the defender. Morley out-jumped everyone, and George Graham will be fuming with the defending. Leeds United 2, Reading 3, and the Royals have 5 minutes to hold on. throw from Robertson. It's got to be everybody forward for Leeds United. Nigel Martin might even fancy coming upfield in a moment, but he's got to stay back now because Reading are surging forward, and the word has gone from the touchline, just hold on to it if you possibly can. Swales doesn't do that, he's hit it down towards the corner, and Asaba would have held it up down there if he'd got to it, but he didn't. It's a free kick to Leeds. Dan Castor trying to make a point to Terry Bullivant. A minute of time added on by Mr. Barber. This is Bruno Rubeo for Leeds United. Lucas Radebe. Nigel Martin is coming up, he's up towards the halfway line, cross in from the right hand side, looking for Wallace, cleared away, Wallace with the second attempt, and that one's gone wide, and that could very well be that as far as Leeds United are concerned. He knows Leeds United are not going to be in the quarterfinals of the Coca-Cola Cup. Reading will see this as sweet revenge for 2 years ago. The referee's checked with both linesmen. The whistle's in his hands. He's looked at his watches again. Leeds running backwards at the moment. Referee says play on. There's a foul on Robertson, but he's still got the football. Looking for Rod Wallace. That's a nasty one. That would have been one of the most spectacular own goals of the season if that had gone in. And it's dropped behind. It's a corner kick for Leeds. We're in the 3rd minute of stoppage time. Rubeo needs to be quick with this corner. Things are in towards the near post, across the face of the goal, and it's going to be another corner. Put behind by Bernal. Well, Morley said it came off a Leeds player. Boyer with the corner on the left-hand side. Everybody forward for Leeds. Deep one. Steaming in from the back was David Weatherall. He claims the corner. He's got another one. Well, he can hardly bear to watch it. Can't Terry Bullivant. Nigel Martin's coming up to this corner. It's all or nothing for Leeds. In comes the corner, punched away by Hammond. Now Asaba, will he get to that one just ahead of the defender? He has done, but it's academic. Reading have created one of the cup upsets of 97-98. Leeds United 2, Reading 3. They were ahead early on, then they were pegged back, then they had to come from behind, and they've done it in some style. Leeds United 2, Reading 3. Trevor Morley taking the congratulations from his teammate. He got the winning goal, 5 minutes from time. He then had 4 minutes of stoppage time to worry and wonder, would it be enough? And it is. Reading through to the last 8 of the Coca-Cola Cup for only the 2nd time in their history. Leeds United 2, Reading 3.
Well, after that, it's perhaps no surprise that George Graham and the rest of the Leeds camp refused all requests for interviews. But here's what the Reading contingent had to say.
Scoring goals away from home of late has been a bit of a problem, but to get 3 in one game and at a Premier League club is not bad, is it?
No, and if, as you say, Premier League's a Premier League and everything about it, isn't it? It's marvellous, and it's something you can never take away from my supporters, and you can never take it away from the players. We've come to Ellen Road and we won, so it's a lovely day for all of us.
You got the winning goal 5 minutes from time. How many times were you looking at the watch in stoppage time?
Well, I bought the watch at the market down where I live in Wimbledon, and my boy said you shouldn't buy that, Dad. I bought myself a stopwatch, and he was right, because I had 15 minutes to go, so if you're watching tell he was right, it's a bad watch.
Well, there you have to say that is one big shock.
Yes, I mean, it's surprising when you think that having got their noses in front at 2-1 after a reasonably good first half where they'd had 3 great opportunities apart from scoring the 1 goal, conceding a poor first half goal to Reading, they got themselves back on track, 2-1 ahead, and then you'd think a team of Premiership sort of quality that Leeds are would have gone ahead and powered on and won the game quite comfortably.
They were given a shock early on. We can see the first goal. Horrible defensive mix-up, wasn't it?
Yes, I mean, it's a ball in where Tony Morley is actually sort of run Radebe underneath, and then you'd think there's 2 defenders there, and they basically just collide and leave Carlos Alba with a nice, almost open goal. Nigel does really well to even get a touch on it, and it's a little bit unfortunate, but you have to say, you've got 2 fairly experienced defenders there. One's got to take charge, and perhaps, you know, David Weatherall should have given him a call earlier, but literally they both just collide, drops down very nicely, and it's head down, and thank you very much.
Were you surprised by the way Reading actually approached the game? Because they threw three men up front the whole way.
Yeah, I mean, we were actually saying, watching it, that they came out 4-3-3 with Morley, Williams and Asaba playing as three front players. And literally, in the first half, they did stay as three front players, didn't really work back too much.
And it looked as if they were going to pay. David Hodkin had that great shot against the bar, didn't he?
Yes, I mean, in that period, they had three good chances. Hodkin gets through, and I'm not sure whether Nicky Hammond, the goalkeeper, might have got just a fingertip on, but a good opportunity. They had another couple in the first half from similar positions, which I think Ribeiro and both Rod Wallace popped over the bar.
No surprise, really, that David Weatherall got the equaliser at that part of the game.
No, I mean, Leeds were having the majority of possession. A little bit surprised to see no one on the back post. Someone on the near post, but no one on the back post. And Leeds were always dangerous at set pieces because Carl Asaba didn't come back, probably the 1 6-footer that he had in the side, and there David Weatherall head and shoulders above his marker. Very, very good header.
Now, we all thought the game was over then, especially when Lee Bowyer then scored that great goal fairly early on in the second half.
Yeah, well, as I said earlier, you would think, you know, having got their noses in front, that would have been the signal then just to play possession football and go on from there. But I mean, this is a great touch. He retrieves it from behind him, a good little touch on the thigh, pops it out in front, and then strikes through the ball and keeps it low, and it starts to move a little bit, and yeah, that's a very, very good finish.
Why was it, though, that they lost control and allowed Reading to come back into the game?
I think basically one person, Ray Houghton, all of a sudden he started to be able to get himself free, and from there he really controlled the game with Darren Kaskin. I mean, you didn't really see it that far enough for the second goal, but Bernal gets acres of space down the outside. Whether Lee Bowyer doesn't realise there's two men behind him, and Williams says thank you very much, and he just pops a good header back across Nigel Martin.
And in the end, we're not really surprised when Reading actually get the winner.
No, I mean, as we said, second half, first half was definitely Leeds. Second half, Reading actually came out after they went 2-1 down and started to play. And Williams again gets a nice little movement of the feet, gets the ball out of it, swings maybe, he's not particularly left-footed.
And George Graham's not going to be happy with the mark.
No, I mean, you look in the box and Morley's surrounded by three Leeds defenders and no one really is marking him. And I mean, that is a very good header. It's almost behind him. He gets up well and directs it into the bottom corner, leaving Nigel Martin with no chance.
OK, well, thanks very much for the moment, Mervyn. Disaster then for Leeds.